that kind of come up to heat here. Some garlic. All right, I also have a carrot. Let's throw that in there. Why not? All right, what do we got? Garlic, onion, carrot. Let's get some herbs. A little thyme. And that's going to be our kind of basis of flavor here, as well as the trimming of the fish. All right, so this is our, is this the better camera now? I switched the cameras up, and they are, you know, still not the best. This is our sea bass, about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches thick. I'd say this is probably about a 6 to 8 ounce portion, which I think is going to be great. So that's our fillet, our nice piece. And then these are some of the trimmings here. And this is what we're going to use in the stock to get some of that flavor going. And it looks like it's up and ready. So let's toss all this in. Mix that around, hit it with some salt and pepper. All right, and we cooking. Okay, let that kind of come up to heat, kind of brown a little bit. Turn our heat up a touch. We'll put the fish in a second, and then we'll let that all start coming together here. So let's add our mushroom. All right, that is looking great. All right, give this a quick rinse. This is nice and hot. All right, a touch more oil, and then let's add our fish. All right, and again, we're just letting that fish brown for a little bit. Turn our heat down a touch. And that's just going to be the basis of our stock. We're again creating as much flavor as we can on the bottom of the pan what's in the pan, and then we're gonna deglaze with, I'm gonna use chicken stock so it has some flavor, and then let that just kind of boil and simmer and do its thing, and draw out as much of all those flavors as possible here. And then we have a shallot. This is gonna be for our Beurre Blanc sauce, and my original plan was to go Korean with this and do like the gochujang version. Well, not version, but like basically adding that red pepper paste, and then having this like fermented a little bit, spicy and acidic, buttery, fatty, amazing sauce. Of course, I'm out of gochujang, so we're going to do our own kind of made-up version. A little bit of tomato, sriracha, paprika, cayenne, and hopefully we get at least some of the look flavor that we were hoping for with the Korean version here. So let's get our shallot going. Let's actually see what this guy's doing. Looks great. Again, shallot, we're just doing a small dice. We're going to do our favorite technique of blending this, straining it, and then that's when we're going to start adding the butter at the end there. And I also have these like insane mushrooms. They look like chanterelles, but I forget what they're called. And we're going to have those in there. It's going to be basically this light, velvety, buttery sauce with those mushrooms. And then everything else that comes with that, of course. So let's get this in a small dice. Again, this guy doesn't matter too much on our size or look. I think this is enough. Because we're going to get blended here at the end. See how we're looking on this guy. Browning up nicely. Just making sure the pieces of fish are like actually touching the bottom of the pan, so we can make sure that those are getting the color and flavor transfer a little bit. Oh, it smells so good already, though. I love this. Love this. All right, we're doing garlic next. All right, just a little quick dice, mince, small chop, whatever you want to call it, on the garlic. All right. This looks great. We're going basic, easy. Oh man, look at all of this color. This looks so gorgeous. All right, we're getting close to deglaze time. Let's turn our heat up a touch. We got our chicken stock. I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna add a small amount of shrimp paste. This is just gonna deepen the fish stock kind of flavor that we're looking for here. Be careful, this stuff, like, a little bit goes a long way, so to speak. Just a little bit of that guy. All right, this is looking gorgeous. I think you can kind of see the color getting in there. Absolutely insane. Then we're gonna deglaze. Let this basically just like simmer and stew, and let it release all the flavors we want it to release. Looks like a good amount. Gorgeous. Okay, let this come up to a boil. Reduce to a simmer. Let that just slowly start coming together, basically. So that looks absolutely great. Next, we're going to start building our sauce. Again, we want this to kind of do its thing for a second, because we're going to use that in creating and developing our sauce here, right? So let that get going before we get too crazy with the sauce. But I do want to show you these mushrooms. I'm so excited for these. All right. So this is like one of the bigger ones, which is a little annoying. I was hoping for a little bit of a smaller, maybe half the size of this, but they look gorgeous. They're like this like light orange almost, and they're supposed to have this really peppery and kind of floral yet earthy, obviously, flavor. So this is like the size that I was hoping for. Like, these look absolutely gorgeous. And what we're gonna do is we're just literally gonna split these in half, and then that's gonna be what we put into the dry, I guess, oiled pan, deglaze with our fish stock that we're making, and then start just adding butter, our heat element, our wine. Actually, we're gonna deglaze with wine first, forgive me. And that's where we get the Beurre Blanc. So it should be good. Let's get these cut up. I'm gonna obviously pick the sexy ones and leave these bigger ones in there. So let's see what we got. It's another good one. A little transition. Look at that. Look at that. All right, this is another good one. I love mushrooms. And Seattle is like one of the best places for mushrooms, especially it's like what's coming up. Like, I guess like April to May, like chanterelles, morels, you can find them all over. So I'm stoked. And hopefully someone who already does it can take me and show me how to do it, because I've never been foraging before. All right. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. So cut that in half, so like 16 pieces of mushroom. I think that'll be good. Keep these big guys for a different something else. Um, some people say wash your mushrooms. Some people say don't wash your mushrooms. I'm gonna just rinse these guys. They do look like they just have like little flakes of dirt. Um, so that's me. But yeah, we wash our mushrooms. Oh, we are coming together. All right, now that this is boiling, we're gonna reduce to a simmer. As you all know, my stovetop only goes from hot or cold. So if it's on, it's literally only hot. So hopefully we can reduce this and not just like blast out and blow out the fucking flavors here. But I love the color already. It's looking like it's stealing all that fond and kind of color that we put in the pan and on the fish, on the aromatics, and really taking that from those items and developing it into the sauce here. So I'm excited about that. Oh no, one of our mushroom caps broke. I was too rough. Okay. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good on these. Let's get these split in half. And we're just going right down the stem. And hopefully I don't like crush these too much. They seem to be somewhat delicate. I did not realize. But I'm really excited for these. Like I love the peppery idea of them. Like right when the guy said that they have this peppery bite, I was like, all right, sold. Absolutely sold. A little delicate. They break kind of easily, but that's okay. I'm hoping once they get like kind of buttered and rehydrated in the sauce at the end there, that it will be a helper to like make sure they don't keep breaking here. All right, so we're gonna get our sauce going in this pan. We're gonna get eventually our fish going in this pan, and then again, possibly finish it in the oven there. Let's see. Let's give a taste. I don't think we seasoned our stock too well. Just fine. It's early. But let's do that taste like at least. See if we're on the right track. Definitely flavorful. It's early stages, right? So I think it needs some help, but season. The other thing I was thinking about adding was anchovy paste, right? So we use this when we make like Caesar salad. What was I doing the other day that I put it in there? I forget, but it's really good. But a little bit, I feel like goes a long way with this. So we're just gonna do like a a little squeeze. It is also weird that it's in a squeeze tube, like literal anchovy paste in a squeeze tube. It's all good though. All right. Just a little squeeze. Get that guy going. All right, that looks great. Let's get him all mixed in. Let's also add some sage. I wasn't sure at first, but since we're not going the Korean route, I think the sage will be all right. I also absolutely love just sage, even as just like a plant. Like, here, let me pull just a leaf here. Leaf. All right, see this guy? You can't really tell just by looking at it, but it's super velvety and it has this thickness and softness and such a great herby, like, reminds me of Christmas just like a little bit. So we're just gonna throw a whole little shtick. Ooh. Put that in there. All right, that's looking good. The other thing I was thinking about for this, maybe some lemon zest. I don't want lemon juice because I don't want the acid in there. We're gonna get the acid from this sauce, basically. But I do like the brightness, and a lot of the lemon flavor actually comes from the zest here. So just a little bit, nothing too crazy. All right. Nothing in there, not sure why I'm shaking it. All right. Drink one, I think we're pretty much through. Since we're doing this Beurre Blanc, the Blanc is the white wine, the Beurre is the butter. So I have this French Burgundy white, which was recommended. I basically asked the guys, like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I need a dry white to go with a sauce that I'm going to do with this fish. And he's like, all right, these are the three that I think you should do. And I went by the label. I like the label. It's just like part bird, part like wolf. Interesting art. I'm into it. So let's have a glass of this, see how this tastes. I haven't tasted this yet. And that's what our sauce is going to be, right? So it's makes sense to serve the same wine that you're using for the sauce, just to kind of continue on those flavors. We're going to use my favorite wine glass, this little guy. I don't know why, I just love this guy. This should be chilled. It's not. The reason it's not is because I'm cooking with it, and I don't want like that to affect the pan here. Like cold wine into a hot pan just like brings the temperature down. Otherwise, I love cold wine, even red wine. So this should be chilled. But cheers. Super good. Light, like not too dry, not like much of a bite either, which I like. Smooth. Just has like a great like ease to it. I don't know. I'm not good at describing wine, but I like this. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a great addition. Okay. Let's take a check. Let's see where we're at. Give this a stir. Let's kind of break up our fish a bit. It's already flaky. Love that. Just more surface area for the flavor to kind of come from. Turn our heat up just a touch since it's I don't see too many rolling bubbles. We just want like little simmering bubbles. Sage is such a good addition. All right. What else we got going on over here? Let's do, while this is getting going, let's do our vinaigrette for the watercress. Let's actually get the watercress washed or chopped, washed, and start drying. And then let's make our quick vinaigrette. I'm also not doing cheese in the salad. I kind of like secretly want to put Parmesan in there, but with fish, I don't think it makes all that much sense. Really, this salad is going to be just a very basic lemon, olive oil. Excuse me. I might do some vinegar, a little. I might do a little bit of mustard, but let's get the watercress going first. So we got this like kind of live, right? Like it's the dirt is still like attached, and the I almost said veins, the roots. But we really just want the leaves. I like this because watercress has like, again, a peppery bite to it. And I like the little leaves. I think that's going to have like a nice way to like bunch it and just like top the fish. And then the green is going to add this burst of color. And then the hard acid is going to cut this like fatty sauce. That's the thought process, at least. So let's get this like, I think I might just like pick these. I don't want stems either, so I don't want to just like chop. I also don't like want to wilt these two too much. All right, I think that's a good amount. Probably not much left on here. But yeah, we'll get this going. All right, we lightly rinsed it off. We're just basically drying it in some paper towels right here. We're gonna let this sit just to continue to have the paper towel absorb as much water from the leaves here. The issue with water, like you have to wash your salad, right? Obviously. The issue is getting it dry. When it's still a little wet, like the marinade or the marinade, the vinaigrette or the dressing doesn't want to stick to the leaves. It like wants to separate from the leaves. So getting it as dry as possible is crucial. It's only going to help have the dressing stick better. A moment for those who practice. All right, let's take a look at our stock that we're kind of riffing on, getting going. It smells super fragrant, which is exactly what I'm looking for. We have the fish in there, all the aromatics. That's just going to keep reducing. I think we're ready to get this pan going. This is, again, going to be the basis of our sauce. Excuse me. So let's get that up and running. Let's start with our oil. Give it some heat. Let's get some of our garlic butter. The homemade garlic butter. All right, that looks great. Let's clean up what we got back here. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, that looks good. Oops, turn the heat up. All right, we're doing it. We're looking great. Let's get this butter melted. All right, and you've probably heard me talk about this before. Like a lot of times there's like two camps, right? With bringing or browning onion. Specifically here, it's going to be shallot and garlic. A lot of people say wait till the oil gets really hot and then throw it in the hot pan. It kind of shocks everything out. I think that makes sense. The other option is what we're going to kind of do here. It's not crazy hot yet. It is a little hotter than I needed it to be for this example. But basically the idea is put it in like a warm or cold pan with butter or fat already in there. And then as it comes up to heat, it like seeps out some of that flavor in a more efficient, maybe, way. So that's the thought process there. So that's why it's not rip roaring hot yet. We added those. Let's hit it with the salt, the pepper, and then some actual salt. And let that just start releasing its flavors there as it still comes up to heat. Right, that's looking great. Let's just take another look at our piece de resistance. This is the sea bass. You got a nice thick. Look how thick that boy is. Just a nice thick fillet. It's going to be stunning, absolutely stunning. Once we're through with it here, all we're going to do is salt and pepper. Heavy salt, typical amount of pepper. We're going to do a lot of oil in the pan. We're going to do medium to medium low heat and let it just really come up and get a nice brown on it. Eventually, we're going to turn the heat up a little bit more. And then at the end, flip it, cut the heat, let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then maybe pop it in the oven to finish in the oven. But again, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, flaky, delicious, fatty. And then we're going to have this like hot, acidic, buttery sauce with again, acidic, light green on top. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. All right, this is looking great. We're getting our immersion blender out. We're gonna get blendy in a minute. But just so it's prepped and ready. let's continue to taste this guy. Super good. The fish flavor in there is just like so subtle yet like intense at the same time. Like it's definitely there. Like you definitely get this fish flavor along with the aromatics in the back. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit more. I do want it to reduce more just to like consolidate all of those flavors and get everything all kind of packed into this great, perfect sauce that's going to be here. So we'll continue doing that. This is starting to fix brown, which is exactly what we want. And then with this, we're gonna add a little bit of tomato sauce. We're gonna add the heat, and then we're gonna deglaze with wine, and then we're gonna let that cook off, and then we're gonna add the stock. So we still have a little bit more to go here. But this is starting to look great. Starting to look great. All right, we're adding the tomato sauce a little bit earlier than usual. The reason being is I would typically be using tomato paste, but your boy is out of a lot of things apparently. And to kind of counter that, the tomato sauce just has a lot more water in it. So we're adding it sooner to take longer to reduce all that, get that water out, and then start to actually caramelize and brown a little bit on the pan. So that's where we're adding it sooner than later. And we're not adding a crazy amount. So also we're hitting it with the sriracha. I want a little bit of heat, actually kind of a lot of heat on this. I just really want that buttery, flavorful, and then like mouth like alarming heat. Some cayenne. And I want the color, right? And then paprika, heavy paprika. And I've obviously never made this before, so hopefully this turns out well. But to be fair, everything we make here turns out pretty well. We're good at fixing things. So, okay, this is starting to color up well. Let's mix in it all together. All right, and this is where we do want to let it just sit. Let's get our wine ready. Here we are. Again, take a look at the art on there. How cool is that? Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. All right, a moment to cheers. And I love these pans because it really encourages like this development of flavor on the bottom of them. It's going to be a great time when we deglaze here. So let's touch this. Let's move this around. It looks like it's browning nicely. Let's encourage you to brown a little bit more. But other than that, this is looking great. I do love the celery salts. If you know your boy, a little bit of that. All right, and like I said, with my original menu, the beef filet mignon, we're gonna do a bourbon pan sauce with the flambe with the little fire action. We're still using alcohol. Unfortunately, wine and beer doesn't have enough alcohol to flambe, so we're gonna reduce it. Still, it's still gonna have everything we want from it, just not as fun. Oh well. Oh well. All right, I think we're looking good. I love the amount that's on the bottom here. Get this going. And let's not be afraid of the white wine, right? Look at how much we used in there. We're getting the whole bottom covered. I can smell the alcohol burning off here. It smells insane. You can really smell feel the heat as well of the spiciness that it's gonna be. I'm stoked. All right, put this away. Let's see how our watercress is drying out. Keep kind of tossing these guys. All right. So we're gonna let this reduce probably for about 5 minutes or so. Again, the big takeaway here is to have the actual alcohol and the wine reduce off, kind of evaporate out, and then you have the tartness, acidic flavor of the actual wine left over. And that's going to really, again, just be another element of this sauce. We're doing the acid, the fat, the spicy, and then the fish flavor. So I'm stoked. Again, never made this, but I think it's going to be a good time. I think the color is going to be insane. That's what I'm most excited for. This orange, if you watch last stream, I've been doing a lot of these sauces where it's tomato based. Again, I was hoping for the Korean route, but I love the color that comes with it, and the flavor is absolutely insane. Tomatoes well known for being an umami bomb, right? And that's what we're kind of, the thought process is here. So this is looking good. It smells so good. And it you can't really go wrong with shallot, garlic, butter, tomato, white wine, chicken stock. It's gonna be a good time. All right, now that that's going, this is going. Do a little bit of seasoning along the way. Let's get our vinaigrette going for our small salad here. What do we need? We have 12 leaves of watercress, not that much, right? So we're gonna do just a little dish, a little bit of the salad dressing. It's gonna be super, super basic and easy. So first, good olive oil, extra virgin. As long as it says extra virgin, you're in good shape. You don't want any pure first press, extra, you just want extra virgin olive oil. That's how you know it's the kind of good stuff. And the reason we're using this is for the fat piece and the flavor. We do want the flavor of the olive oil in this dressing here. Okay, turning the heat down on this because it is reducing quite well. All right, we are going to use a dry-aged sherry vinegar. The reason being is this is the only vinegar I have. So that was easy. That looks good. Typically with these, you want to do 2/3 olive oil, 1/3 vinegar, and then season it. I like mine with a little bit more bite. So we're doing about half and half. Olive oil, the vinegar. I think I am going to add a little bit of, let's just do lemon juice and see what happens. Might be a little bit too much acid now. Our salt piece, our pepper piece, a little bit more salt. All right, this is cooking down really nicely and really well. Let's take our first kind of spoonfuls of stock here. I think that looks good. We're gonna get a little bit of thyme in there. A little bit of Dijon, just as a binder, and I like the flavor that comes with mustard. Not too much because it can be overpowering. Might add a little bit more to be honest, but let's see. Wow, that's really good. Okay, I want a little bit more acid. Let's actually go with the brightness of the lemon. I do want just a touch more Dijon. It's just super subtle at the moment, so like we did like maybe a half a tablespoon total. I think that looks absolutely great. The one other thing I'm going to add is chive to this. I want salt, a little bit more pepper. All right, where are we at? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, I'm ready for more of this sauce. We're gonna just throw a strainer over it. Okay, little transition. All right, we're taking a strainer literally over our stock here, right? We got the aromatics. We got the leftover, like the extra ends and cuts of the actual bass. We got the fermented fish and shrimp paste in there, and this has just been reducing, right? So this is our basis of flavor for the actual sauce here. On this guy, we have all of our cooked down onions, garlic, a little bit of the hot piece, right? Some tomato, and then we're gonna deglaze with this stock. And this is really where all of the flavor is gonna come in. See how we did this? Look how gorgeous this looks. All right, I want all of the liquid as much as I can to come out of this. All right. Beautiful. Our next piece is to have this come up to heat and get all of the coloring, the flavor that was off the bottom of the pan here, right? Okay, so this is looking great. This is gonna come up to heat. We're gonna eventually blitz it, my favorite little term here. Get that blitzed, strained, and then we're going to start building our actual sauce with these gorgeous little transition, gorgeous mushrooms. It's gonna be this butter, or Beurre Blanc, basically, which is French butter wine sauce. Gonna be absolutely gorgeous. We have our vinaigrette for the watercress on top, and let's get the rest of this chive chopped for it. We're also going to use the chive as a little garnish for the fish. I just love chive for a few reasons. The onion flavor is insane, and then it is also like super small and tight and gorgeous, and it's a good way to finish a lot of things. So these kind of evened off. All right, this is looking great. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm getting excited. I'm getting stoked about this. Okay, so we have our emulsified vinaigrette here. We're gonna add the chive, save a little bit of this for our fish at the end here. Let's actually finish these up. All right. Let's do a little clean as we go session. Got a lot of this all taken care of. All right, we are looking good. We got a lot of our everything prepped. Let's take a moment to cheers for all those who practice. Again, we're drinking this white wine, Burgundy white, from somewhere out of France. And then we've also got our, basically our bases of sauce kind of coming together here. Let's give this a little taste, see what we are working with. I'm already loving the color. It looks a little dark here, but it's going to really brighten up when we hit it with the butter and the touch of cream at the end. But let's see what we're working with to start. Love it so far. Really robust. We have the tomato hit. We have a little bit of heat in the back. I think I want more heat. Salt needs to be upgraded a little bit, but everything else is really developing well. Again, we're about to blitz this. This is my favorite part, right? We might need to transfer pans, but we're gonna blitz it, strain it, and then have some good time with it. I do want this to come up to heat a little bit more and just let it kind of pull out all of those flavors that it needs to pull out. But let's add a little bit of butter at the moment, right now. Sometimes I like adding butter before we blitz it because it like really helps like create this creaminess once it's been blitzed with butter already in it. I hope that makes sense. So we're gonna add a knob, my favorite unit of measurement, to the butter here. Or to the sauce. We're adding butter to the sauce. Like I said, it's been a long weekend. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I wanted to cook. So, all right. Our first of many knobs for the Beurre Blanc, as you would say in French. really do like this wine. Typically, I'm not a white wine type person. Red Cabernet is my go-to, but this is really not bad. And of course, it will go great with the white fish. All right. So before we blitz this, what am I doing? God damn it. All right. Using every pot in the house. Let's get this guy kind of come together a little bit more, and then we're gonna transfer him to this other pot. All right, let's actually do this over the sink, so I'm prone to spill. Look at that, well done, well done. We're gonna add one more, maybe like half knob. It's a quick little slice of butter guy here. Should get all the paper off. All right. And then my hope with the sauce is that this like bright orange red sauce is gonna like really contrast the white fish well, and then the green on top of that, right? Little complementary color scheme going here, and it's obviously gonna taste great. So hopefully it looks good as well. And you know me, I struggle with plating. Literally my least favorite part of the whole process. So hopefully this turns out all right. All right, like I said, I do think the heat can be increased a little bit. Let's add a little bit of paprika for some more color, and then a little bit more cayenne for a little bit more heat. Let's start with that and see how this goes. Okay. Let's give our guy a whisk here. Get all of our shite incorporated. Delicious. Oh my god, that's so insane. Okay, this is gonna be our vinaigrette for the light watercress salad right on top. This is so good. A lot too, like compared to how much watercress we have, but the acid is there, the fat is there. We got like the onion flavor, the salt, the pepper, a little bit of the Dijon comes through nicely, and it just like coats the mouth perfectly. So this is gonna be insane. Throw this in the fridge. I want it like as cold as we can, and then I want like the cold salad on top of the hot flaky fish, and this like not only temperature hot but like somewhat spicy hot sauce as well. So throw this guy in the fridge, let him do his thing. But we're coming together. I think we're ready to blitz. Are you guys ready to blitz this this sauce here? Little transition. What's good? This guy has gone through the gauntlet of basically getting the flavor out, right? So we started with making our own fish stock, and then we deglazed with a lot of things. Poncho, Aaron, welcome. I love this. Happy to have you here. So right now we're gonna blitz it. Let's blitz it. Let's strain it, and then let's start building this. The actual sauce that we'll be using here. We have our trusty immersion blender. The issue with this guy is like sprays the sauce everywhere, so bear with me. And I think we have enough. The depth is not that great. All right, guys, this might go Oh, one of two ways. And I'm about to sneeze. Maybe not, maybe not. Okay. All right, we're looking all right. We're looking all right. All right, this looks absolutely insane. You can see, like, at least I can see. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the orange like color just absolutely just got like ignited from the blitz here. So we're gonna bring this back up to heat, and then let's strain it. We're gonna strain it, and then we're gonna kind of let that continue reducing, and then we're gonna start building our actual sauce from it here. So bring this back up to heat. I need to do a small amount of cleaning. Bear with me. Oh. Oh, all right. I'm getting more and more stoked for this. This pan is looking good. This is what we're going to use to build our sauce. All right. So let's move these guys. Put that guy down. Let's get this guy going. All right. We want to, again, this is going to be the Beurre Blanc, right? So we already have our like basis of stock over here. This just needs to calm down. And we're going to strain that guy in a second. We're going to start building the actual like mushroom butter sauce. So let's start with, again, all my stovetops are just hot. There's like no way to control shit. Let's start with butter. We'll get my garlic butter here going as well. So just another half knob. This is looking great. All right, little guy in there. Let's get our garlic butter. Quick little knob of this guy. We're running out, need to make more. All right, let that kind of come down. Or come up, I guess, to heat. All right, let's get this guy drained. Again, we blitzed it. We're gonna drain it and strain it. And then it's just gonna leave this like very velvety, like beautiful sauce that we've just been working towards getting the flavor right the most of the night here. So I'm probably gonna make a mess. Should we just do it? Can you guys see this all right? All right, we got our strainer, our little chinois, this guy. And then we're gonna dump this through. Hopefully I don't spill everywhere. All right, we're looking good, we're looking good. All right. Let's go over here. Oh, I'm making a mess, I'm making a mess. All right, where is... Stops burning. All right, could have been worse, could have been worse. I think we're looking all right. Just let this kind of strain out. Leave like all the pulp from the blitz in this strainer here. And then we're just gonna be left with this like deep, dark, like robust, gorgeous basis of a sauce. As our fat comes up to heat, this looks great. Turn this guy down a little bit, and we're gonna get our mushrooms going. All right, again, just still helping this kind of strain out. But honestly, I think this is looking great. get this cleaned up just a touch. What's the bottom of this gonna look like? Okay, back on the heat, get that, keep going. And then we're gonna take these like sexy mushrooms that we have, right? You got these like split in half, these like, I forget what they're called, like chanterelle-esque, not chanterelles, obviously. We'll get these going in our butter. You got to be delicate with them. They are kind of fragile. So hopefully I can remember to be delicate and just like coat them in the butter oil sauce, a little bit of the sodium, pepper, a little bit more sodium, and turn this heat down. Once again. All right, we're coming there. We're getting there. We're coming together. We're having a good time. We're taking a moment to cheers for all those who are practicing and partaking with me. All right, so we got our sauce pretty much done. We're gonna turn this on like almost off the heat. Let's bring this guy over here, switch this guy around, turn this guy up. It's time to get the actual sea bass going. The good thing about this fish, super forgiving. Even if you overcook it, it's going to be delicious, but it's super fatty and it's going to be super flaky. And again, for me, I like the fish to be, I want like kind of a crispy top. We're going to have a good sear on it. And then I almost want it to be medium rare on the inside. I love it when the fish is just like a little bit underdone, to say the least there. So that's the goal here. Let's get our pan nice and hot. And we're using more oil than you would probably expect. And actually, like, now that I say it, we're not getting our pan nice and hot. We're getting our pan medium to medium low. And then we're gonna really let the oil get hot and then bring this fish slowly but surely up to medium rare in the center. Once it has a great color on one side, we'll flip it, cut the heat for the most part, let that sit for about 5 minutes, pop it in the oven for maybe another couple minutes just to really finish up there. And then we will finish our sauce, plate, and hopefully have a good time with all this. Let's get our fish nice and ready for the pan. Okay. Clean up just a bit, wipe this guy down. All right, again, we have our gorgeous sea bass here. I'm thinking of searing it like this, right? So not like this, but like on this side, we'll flip and have this like nice fish steak to show you guys. This another toss. The heat on this guy's throwing me off. Let's get those crispy. Okay, so we're gonna do the salt. We have our MSG. If you're new to this stream, don't judge me. I'll talk to you all day long about why MSG is amazing. A little bit of our freshly cracked black pepper. And we're seasoning the whole fish, every which side. And we might not even cook it on every side here. It doesn't matter. And then some actual kosher salt, just to finish this guy off. All right. I think this looks great. I think this is going to be our presentation side down first. We'll put that guy down and get the rest of this going. That's looking great. Let's turn our heat up here. How are we feeling? A couple more seconds. All right, quick little hand wash. let's see, how are we doing this? This is our side down. All right, let's check our timer at 6:14. About 5 minutes on this one side. We're gonna do about 5 minutes. Again, it's on not crazy heat. If you know me, my fucking burners all suck, so like probably hotter than I'm hoping it to be, honestly. But that's fine. We'll let this continue to come up. I think it looks great. I think we have a good amount of oil. And we're really just gonna do kind of low, not slow, but like low heat and let it not scorch it, right? We're not gonna just like scorch one side and scorch the other. Really just do a really great job on this one side, getting like a slow but efficient way of getting great color on it, as well as like cooking the fish as through as we can a little bit, and then flip it, and then in the oven, and then hopefully it shows up and ends with this like great situation. So that's the thought, that's the goal, that's the plan. We're at 1 minute in cooking the fish. Take a moment to cheers all those out there who are practicing and enjoying with me. And let's start with let's get these mushrooms going a little bit more. All right, so they've reduced a little bit. They're cooking just in garlic butter and actual butter. We're gonna turn the heat up a little bit more on them. And then we're gonna deglaze with our stock that we've made pretty much from scratch. That's gonna be a good time. Ooh. Could have been bad, Use a nice flip. Just some like light coloring. Turn your heat up a touch. We're gonna start with that. All right, and now we're gonna slowly start adding like a fair amount of butter. It might be concerning, but I promise you it's gonna be a good time. What kind of oil? Dude, great question. I literally am on this kick of talking about oil all of the time. So with the fish, we're using basically a canola oil. The reason here is it has a high smoke point. We can get the oil hotter without burning. Again, we're not hoping for like a crazy hot oil in this situation. Let's turn this all down, because we want this like kind of low and slow bring up to heat on the fish, which will help just like slowly cook it all the way through, as well with like browning it correctly. So I think that, let's take a look. Just starting to slightly turn. Can you see? You can't see shit. Slightly turn brown here. Just starting to get a nice touch of color. We got a long way to go. We're at 2 minutes in. I can feel the rest of the fish getting warm as well, which is exactly what we're hoping and looking for. Oh man, if you guys could see how velvety this sauce is looking. Let's add another little sliver of butter. All right, absolutely gorgeous. Stunning, simply stunning. But yeah, we're coming up to it. Really, again, we're doing this sexy Chilean sea bass. We're doing this spicy Beurre Blanc with like a tomato reduction, and then we're doing the vinaigrette with white or watercress salad on top to wrap it all together. It should be a good time. Yikes. Not exactly what we wanted to do. It's all good. right, turned our heat down a little bit on that. I just don't want it to come too quickly to temperature. We're been cooking for about 3 minutes. Where is my... Let's get a little bit of thyme in the oil. Just to add another kind of layer of flavor there. All right, let's taste our sauce. Sauce just like completely coats the spoon. Hard to tell, but it's exactly what we're looking for. The sauce that went in the fridge was the vinaigrette for the salad that we're doing. Again, mustard, olive oil, sherry, vinegar, lemon, emulsified that. It's gonna be so good. Like, I won't lie, that's a great little dressing we got going there. All right, let's take another look at our fish. I'm liking the color. We're gonna keep going on it, to be honest though. And I'm down to like move the fish around to different spots in the pan. It like refreshes the oil that's under there. And just make sure that it's like still getting like a good sear and like oil under it and not sticking to the pan. So you don't want to touch it too much, but like it's okay to make sure we're heading in the right direction, right? All right, our sauce is still looking great. Let's add another sliver of butter. Wow, okay, I'm into it. Where's my drink? Here we go. I'm really into this. I think this is coming together really nicely. Please don't fall. All right, continue adding a little bit of our stock, a little bit more butter. All right, I'm stoked. I can't wait for this to come together. I normally suck at presentation, but I think this is going to be an easy presentation and hopefully look a little half decent compared to how it typically looks. So. Absolutely love this. All right, we're going to turn this up a touch just to kind of finish this side, basically. We're going to flip it, and then we're basically going to throw this in the oven just to finish it real quick. Absolutely really quick. Mr. Musical Madness, wow, thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome. We are making the Chilean sea bass. We're doing a little bit of a watercress vinaigrette on top with a sexy tomato-based Beurre Blanc with a white wine Burgundy from France to pair with it. So I hope you're having fun. Cheers. Cheers to all those who are partaking. All right, we're coming together. We're getting this going. We're having a good time. Let's check our fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Can you guys see this all right? Like, look at the color on that. Like, that's exactly what we're looking for. That, like, dark, like, look at how the juxtaposition of the actual color of the fish and then the whiteness. Like, I absolutely love this. We're going to flip it. Turn heat down. Turn the heat completely off. The pan's already hot. We're going to let it sit here for the next 2-3 minutes. Pop it in the oven for another 2-3 minutes or so. And then we're going to finish our sauce, plate, and have a good time here. Let's check on our watercress. These have been basically washed these, and we're just like drying them out in paper towels right now. We don't have a whole lot here. Again, it's just me cooking for me. So it should be good though. But again, we got to get as much water out of this as possible so the vinaigrette sticks to the lettuce here. But I'm getting stoked. I think this is going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. All right, what are we doing? That looks great. All right, let's get our sauce good to go. We use the rest of the stock that we just made. Let's get this all looking right. Let's add this to the oven. Whew, okay, we're doing great. Fish is in the oven. We're at 26 after. Maybe 2 minutes in the oven, 3 minutes. Let's finish our sauce here. Oh God. But I'm stoked. What temperature are we going for to finish it off in the oven? That is a great question. I want to say fish. Oh God. Like 120. The other thing is, like, I'm okay with this being a little bit raw in the center. Like, I love the, like, well done, a little bit, like, raw to, like, encourage that flaky piece. Like, it's going to be so good. We're going to finish this with a little bit of cream. This is just going to lighten up the color, add a touch of sweetness to kind of balance out all the other things we got going on here. Nothing too much. Just a nice little splash. And now we have this like gorgeous velvety, like orange red sauce, and it's gonna look great against the white fillet of the bass, and then against the green of the salad topper, right? So it's gonna be great. Let's get a little plate for our salad to mix. All right, it's been 2 minutes with the bass in the oven here. Maybe a minute or so more. Let's get a refill on our wine. Again, I love the art on this wine, like the fox and the bird kind of thing. I don't know. I'm into it. All right. Where are we at? All right, let's take our fish out. let that do its thing, come up to color here. Let's get our watercress salad going. We got our vinaigrette. Let's give it just a little whisk just to finish up, re-emulsify it. God damn it, that tastes so good. All right, we're gonna start plating. Again, this is my worst. I suck at this part, but bear with me. I think it should turn out all right here. We're gonna start with the base of our sauce with these like chanterelle type mushrooms, with this like burnt orange color. And this is our Beurre Blanc, our Beurre Blanc. I guess it's not Beurre Blanc. It looks so gorgeous, simply stunning. All right, a good base. Let's turn our heat down. My God, that is so good. All right, clean up our plate a bit. All right, let's get our fish. It's not going to stand on its side. Oh well. We're working with it. Let's give this a little mix. All right, then we got our chive topper, just to bring it all together. All right, I'm not too mad. I think this looks half right. Again, I need to step up my camera game. Is this a better? I don't know. I'm excited. All right, we got the Chilean sea bass. We brought it up from like a slow heat, got the great color on it. Our stock we made from scratch. We did the Beurre Blanc sauce with the white wine reduction, added the tomato, added the heat, blitzed it, strained it, built it back up from basically nothing, added these chanterelle type mushrooms. We got the vinaigrette, we got the watercress salad on top to cut the fat, to cut all of the everything else going on. Like, I am beyond stoked. Like, this is gonna be a good time. This is gonna be a good time. Thank you all for hanging out. Aaron, good to see you. Good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Musical Madness, thank you for stopping by. We do these on Sundays. Sundays, we're streaming, we're cooking. I'm making a fool of myself. We're drinking. We're having a good time. So thank you, everyone. Cheers. Until next Sunday. This was good. Peace out, everyone.